We are now live. We are back. I am back. Good to see you again. We have a couple of topics today. I have actually a list of topics and I wanted to combine this a bit today, right? I have 3 things for you today. Number 1, TAPIS 9, TAPIS 9 Ultra. There are some new leaks and you may have seen something already. However, the specifications have now been confirmed. So that's interesting as well. Galaxy Watch 6, I have a bonus leak for you. So that's also interesting. I'm talking about the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic here. And the Galaxy Watch 4 and 5, basically the whole Wear OS system. There is one app that you may or may not use, and that has a new capabilities that we have been waiting for a long time. So I will keep it short today for you guys. One thing though is I want to say there's a bit of housekeeping I want to do. Number 1, I'm sorry to say this, but please like or dislike whatever floats your boat for this video. It is important. We need to keep that engagement up. Second one is that some people don't like the live stream, and I wanted to give you a very brief explanation why this is happening right now. And you may not care about this, but at least then you know. You don't know what you don't know, right? That is a saying actually. And you know what? I have my kids over here now for Easter holiday. 2 beautiful boys, and I haven't seen my kids for a couple of years now, and so I'm trying to spend the most quality time with them I can. I only have 2 weeks with them, so I'm trying to fit everything in as I can. I also work, I also have other commitments, but the kids obviously is number 1. Family is number 1. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the picture there. I'm super happy. I'm so excited to see them again. Can't tell you. There's like, oh, they're so nice. They're so beautiful kids and they're so polite. So I will go back to this normal video format for you guys. That's also important to know, right? You will see this as well, okay? But it will be after Easter or the week after that even. And I will combine this with live as well as, you know, some good, awesome videos. Okay, let's get into the topic. Nice to see you again. Is anybody here? Akash, nice to see you. It's 10 o'clock where you are. So I know it's late for you. So let's get back to the topic. We have TAPIS 9. Let's see. So let's start with TAPIS 9 Plus, right? TAPIS 9 Plus. The thing with this really is these are renders by Volvo tablet, on leaks via Volvo tablet. And when you look at that, there's not a lot happening really. That, I mean, if it doesn't, you know, if it wouldn't say TAPIS 9 Plus, then we would probably still say, well, it is a TAPIS 8, right? So I'm not sure what's going on and how much more different that can be in terms of tablet. What can Samsung really get going here, right? So let me see. Let me turn this off. But here's some more leaks for, well, some more pictures basically. And it's pretty much, well, I don't want to say it's boring, right? But it's kind of the same, right? We know what it looks like, and we have some specifications. This website though says may come, so I don't want to kind of go into this, but the TAPIS 9 Ultra, and that is the important one here. TAPIS 9 Ultra, the Ice Universe, probably everyone heard of Ice Universe by now, and Ice Universe is one of these people who are very, very reliable when it comes to these leaks. You can follow him on Twitter, and he comes out with these, like, out of nowhere with these statements, and they're usually to 99% they're true, right? So you see the specifications here for the TAPIS 9 Ultra. It is kind of the same as the TAPIS 8 Ultra, not kind of, it is the same as the TAPIS 8 Ultra. There is some kind of, you know, what is it with the 45 watt charger? We need more than that. Battery, well, you can see that here. Screen size, the same IP68, so it's splash waterproof, whatever you want to call this. The most important part really here, if you look at that, is the Snapdragon Generation 2. So 8 Gen 2 and 16 gigabyte of LPDDR5X RAM. So that is important, right? So the question I have for you guys really, which I want to know from you guys before we move on to the Galaxy Watch 6 and Galaxy Watch 4 and 5, because I know that some of my audience, some of you guys came to the channel when I started with the TAPIS 6, TAPIS 6 Lite, and TAPIS 7 and TAPIS 8 and so on. So I want to know, what is it you actually, number one, what is it you are looking for in a tablet these days? Is it really like media consumption? Is there anything else that you do with that? I know that a lot of people use DeX, and DeX is pretty cool. So, but is the speed bump, and the spec bump, sorry, not speed bump, the spec bump, I've been driving today, so I've been driving all day, that's why. And I was speeding, no, I wasn't, but I was speeding at 10 bit. That's where it came from, speed bump. But the spec bump, is that really what we are looking for these days? Or what is it you guys looking for to have improved in the next version, iteration, whatever you want to call it, of the Tab S9? What is it you guys look forward to? Okay, Hassan. Welcome, Hassan. So the most important part is IP68. Tell me why, Hassan. I'm just interested. Tell me why you believe that this is the most important part, because everybody has different requirements, right? So that's also important. What is it for you? What do you think? What do you believe is that? Why is it so important for you? Akash, I'm a student, so yes, something with a big screen and smooth to write on. Samsung Notes is pretty awesome. I use Samsung Notes. I think it's better than the iPad, and you know, the whole experience, you know, when you write with Samsung Notes. I have the Tab S8 Ultra. I'm in love with the Tab S8 Ultra. It's the screen. I mean, this is like every time I pick it up, it's like an immersive experience when I look into this. And when you write on it, it is really like, it feels really natural. Whereby on the iPad, you have this glass thing and it's like tick, 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 tick. When the pencil and the glass is so hard, and the S Pen and the Tab S8 and hopefully soon the Tab S9 is different, right? It's like nice and smooth. So Hassan, let me know okay, so you say part is the most important part is IP68, but why is that so important to you? Let me know. I'm going to wait for a short time before we move on. I don't want people to wait that long. Okay, just in case you have tuned in, now we have the Tab S9 Plus leaks. You may have seen that it's on leaks via Volvo tablet. There's a YouTube video out there. You can watch that. Pretty much looks the same as before. Nothing really big changes. The bigger part here, the most important part, is the Tab S9 Ultra. In terms of what we get with it, what we get in terms of spec upgrades and spec bumps, there is basically the same as the Tab S8 Ultra. Snapdragon Generation 2, that's good, because you know what, I have the feeling that a lot of companies are doing this right now. They're kind of, okay, I can visualize these meetings in terms of, okay, so what is it we're gonna do, right? So are we coming up with something, and then there's somebody else saying, well, you know what, we could increase the speed and X, Y, Z, and that's it. So there is not a lot coming out these days. I don't have the feeling there's so much coming out in terms of innovation, right? So that's why I'm always desperate to see what the next iteration, the next version has in store. Akash, I've got the IT recommended a lot, and yes, price is the only problem for the Tab Ultra. Yes, I agree, this is very pricey. The iPad is a bit more pricey than that. So yeah, no, I agree. So I mean, that's also the thing. I mean, if you look at the pricing right now for technology, in a way, I remember when TVs came out, right? The big screen, the TV, the plasma screen and what have you, the big screens, when they came out, they were so expensive, and now cost nothing, next to nothing to what it was. But when you come to smartphones, because that's the biggest driver for any company, whether that be Apple or anybody else, the prices are going up. If you look at for the most expensive iPhone, you are in for like a $2,200 equivalent, 2,200 euros. That's crazy for a smartphone. I know it has 1 terabyte of storage, and you can store pictures of the moon endless to infinity and beyond, but it's effing crazy. Hassan, okay. The question I had to you, Hassan, for anybody who is coming into for him, it was the most important part is IP68. And I asked him, why is it so important to have that on the next iteration or next version of the Tab S9 or Tab S9 Ultra? So he's saying, I have the Tab S7 Plus, it's amazing for university, but I have to be really careful with it. I do not use it outside because rain is a big issue where I live and I don't want to risk it. Okay, so fair enough. So basically you're saying when you go out? Is it like when you go out of university? Is it when you take it outside and then when it's raining, then you're basically afraid that something could happen to the tablet? Okay, that's fair enough because they are pretty expensive, right? Okay, cool. Let's move on to the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 bonus leak, as the title says, right? The bonus leak says that the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6, and we're talking about the classic version here, right? If you follow the channel, you know that the leaks I provide you with, that I also kind of say, okay, this is Pro, this is Classic, this is normal. So the Classic version will get a bigger screen size. It's 1.47 inches. I think it was 1.4 before. And basically, again, Ice Universe, he's created that. He comes out with these leaks. And he also says the resolution has also been correspondingly improved, which means the resolution has been improved in order to have the same viewing experience than before when you increase the screen size. So the proportion has finally been improved as well. And that is pretty cool. Akash, JP, do you think Watch 6 will be something similar to Watch 3 titanium? It was actually beautiful though. That's a good question, because the the thing with the titanium, I did actually I think I was one of the few channels that did a comparison video between a titanium version and the normal regular steel version, aluminum version, and so on. And there was nothing really that superior about it than the weight, right? It was slightly less weight, I think. That was pretty much it, if I remember correctly. If not, then I'm sorry, but I think because it was literally the watch itself, not even the strap or anything else. It was just the watch itself was from titanium. The rest was all as it was before. And that's pretty much it. And there was like the price difference was a lot. I think it's pretty cool to have these different versions of a watch, because if somebody wants to spend like $100 more to get something and you keep it for a few years and you know it's not going to break and so on, then I think it's pretty cool. But the titanium version was kind of, okay, I couldn't even tell the difference. If I put both Galaxy Watch 3 next to each other, I couldn't tell the difference. I really had to hold it into the camera in a certain way in order for you guys to see it, okay? So, I mean, I actually love doing these comparisons, because I remember, just one more. The bezel wasn't titanium too. The bezel was plastic, or whatever the bezel was, it was not titanium. It was literally the outside of the watch, and that was it. The rest was just normal. So that's pretty much, that was it. And you had this price increase as well, right? For the titanium version versus the normal version. So here's the thing though, you just never know. Because when I remember that, and this is so odd, I don't know, I have no clue why. When I compared the Active 2, I don't know if you guys were still already on the channel, the Galaxy Watch Active 2, steel versus aluminum. I can't remember which, but you have to go to this video. The video is, I mean, that went for years, because I was literally the only one who was crazy enough to compare those two. You know, you wouldn't think there's anything different between steel and aluminum. But guess what? The internals were slightly different, because one of them had a higher RAM, had a higher, I think one was one gigabyte, the other one was 1.5 or something like that, and megabyte. Sorry, and that's crazy, right? In terms of RAM, and you have a difference between, you have no difference really, steel and aluminum, but one has more internal power. That was nuts. So the gist of the whole story is that, you know, you never know with these companies, and you see these small prints, the marketing small prints. If you look really, really carefully, when they advertise something to you and it says like 50% more, I don't know, 50%, than this watch is 50% louder, speakers, whatever, than before. And you go into the marketing bit, or into the small print, you go down and you look, okay, 50% more than Galaxy Watch 2, for example. Well, it's Galaxy Watch 5 already, so what are you telling me? It's pretty much the same than 4. But this is what they do, right? They're twisted in a way that you really have to go into the details in order to find out what is going on. Let me see, Hassan, it's kind of weird that the Tab S9 wouldn't get the Snapdragon 8 generation 2. Yeah, it is kind of weird, but you know, you never know. That, you see, the thing is with these companies, they have to do something in order to get you to buy the Tab S8, Tab S9 Ultra. Whatever Pro, Ultra, Samsung and Apple, they kind of switch these things around lately. Apple Watch Ultra, and then Tab S9 Ultra, and then you have a Pro version for the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. So whatever, I don't know what they're doing, but they have to have some difference here in order to get you to buy it, right? So, and that's the reason why they're doing it. So if you want to video edit now, we can do super 4K video editing on your Tab S8, Tab S9, Tab S9 Ultra, and the 8 Gen 2, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 would be ideal for that, right? Release date and the notch will still be there. I don't know. Release date will be most likely in August. We have the same dates all the time. August is the Galaxy Flip, Z Fold, Galaxy Watch, and the Tab S9, Tab S9 Ultra should also come there. Bezel was steel, was LTE 2. Joel, what did you miss? Just joined. We're talking about the Tab S9 and we're talking about the Galaxy Watch 6, Tab S9 Ultra. Any news on the Tab S9 Ultra? Let me go back for you. No, this isn't the one. These are the specifications for the Tab S9 Ultra. So not a lot has changed apart from some internal spec bumps, right? IP68, that is important to a lot of people out there. And that is pretty much it. You have 16 gigabyte of RAM, of course. That is also important. Yep, I hope it is similar, but better camera, yeah. Camera is also kind of a thing, right? We will see. I mean, if you look at companies stuck with their webcam for ages because they kind of did some software tweaks, but you also have to bear in mind with these things, right? I have, so here's the thing with cameras. The companies are capable of putting in a much nicer camera, like an HD, 4K, whatever. So there's a whole bunch of issues with consumption, for example, with consumption in terms of what is the battery taking. But also, here's the thing: a lot of applications don't support that. If you do Zoom, if you do Microsoft Teams, if you do whatever floats your boat, whatever Google Meet, whatever it is, most of them do not support 4K streams or 3K, whatever the in between is, right? So that is also, there's also an application limitation. It's not just the hardware, it's also the rest of it, basically. That's something you have to bear in mind. Okay, so we spoke about this. The Samsung Galaxy Watch 6. What we know so far, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 Classic has an increased screen size of 1.4 inches. It was 1.4 before. What else was here? We have some good articles for that as well. So screen resolution, we spoke about screen resolution. The screen resolution for the Galaxy Watch 6 will also be improved. It will be like adjusted to the size, so there is no downfall on that. So let me get the last bit on. Let me see where I have this. There we go. This is from Samsung itself. So if you have a Peloton bike, I don't know if anybody has a Peloton bike in their house. If you look at down there, no, you can't see it. Let me just move that bottle. I don't know why that bottle is in here. It shouldn't be in here. If you see here where my finger is, this is the Peloton bike. I got a Peloton bike a while ago because Munich in winter is basically, you can have minus 20 degrees and it's really cold. And I thought, I come up with this concept in my head to use a Peloton bike, which I hardly use. But when I started using it, I know I have to use it again, but when I started using it, the Galaxy Watch wasn't wasn't connected not just with an application, not with just with an Peloton application, but what the Apple Watch did basically. Let me start in a different way. What the Apple Watch did is you put the Peloton bike on and you can choose what you want to do, right? You can choose what you want to do. You can choose if you want to have a scenic route, if you want to have a live class. As soon as you put that on, there's a little icon coming up that says, okay, connect the Apple Watch to that, and then you hold it against it, and it does bing, and you can feel it, and then it is connected. The Peloton bike is connected to your Apple Watch, and the Apple Watch, you don't have to do anything, and the Apple Watch knows exactly what's going on. So that is now possible also after all this time. Better late than never, right? For your Galaxy Watch 4 and Galaxy Watch 5. But you have to bear in mind, you see, the thing is, why is it not available? And because the thing with these things is that too many cooks spoil the broth. I don't know, you heard that, right? So you have Wear OS, then you have Peloton. Peloton says, okay, we're an American company. What is our target audience? It will probably most likely be Apple users. So they are the biggest chunk. Now the Wear OS market has increased, and they see, okay, Galaxy Watch 4 was a good success. Galaxy Watch 5, even better, on Galaxy Watch 6 and so on. And now the Pixel Watch is coming out. And, you know, the TicWatch, I think the TicWatch 3 Pro or whatever will get the Wear OS 3 as well. Now they're saying, okay, why not get the rest on board as well? So this is why Peloton has now released the same capabilities for your Peloton bike and the Galaxy Watch 4 and Galaxy Watch 5 and all other Wear OS watches, right? And basically all you need to do, you hold it against it, and then it does ding, and that's it. And it will record everything automatically. Your workout, everything is in your Samsung Health later then to see and to analyze. So Samsung has basically released that statement just now, yesterday, in their official press release forum, and that's pretty much it. And yes, the Peloton is not just a bike, it's also a treadmill and a row. And I've never used it, but I'm using the bike. Okay, so I'm pretty much at the end of this live stream. As I mentioned before, the live stream will go down a bit, but I'm gonna come up with the videos again, and I explained the reason at the beginning, so I don't want to dwell on this. But it was nice to see you. I kind of like this format because there's a lot of questions I can answer. I can see, I get a bit of feel of you guys, what it is you want to do, what you want to have in your tablet. And now I understand, for example, why somebody wants to have an IP68, why somebody else wants to have a bigger battery, somebody else wants to have a camera update. So there you go. It was nice seeing you again. Make sure you like or you dislike. Let me just, Jorel, one thing. I saw that Google is not going to really focus on Google Assistant. How would that affect watches? That is a really good question. I bet Samsung is already dancing. Now, I mean, being sarcastic here, but you know, Bixby is becoming interesting again. Well, Google Assistant, basically what Google has done is they reassigned all the Google Assistant team to Bard. Bard is the new Chat GPT for Google, Bing, GPT, Chat, whatever you want to call it, the conversational AI, sorry. And that's what it is. Google got caught on their back foot, and that's why they're panicking now. Code Red, it's called, for them. And they're kind of reallocating the entire crew to Bard. So there's several options. Bard may replace the Google Assistant. That's what it looks like as of today. But that means that will not be smooth. Everybody who's working or had Google products knows that is not something that you will not notice, if that makes sense. You will notice that there is a difference suddenly, or that Google Assistant is not there anymore and Bard is suddenly coming back and it's not really up to speed and it's not that good. What also happens is that Google Assistant on your Samsung Galaxy Watch will not be, or any Wear OS watch will not be developed further. So we have that state, that limbo state again for a while, right? That's also something we have to expect. And I mean, I don't know how important the Google Assistant to you is. I know that a lot of people have wanted that Google Assistant and waited for that for a long, long time. So long answer, that was the long answer. The short answer is Bixby, or it will be replaced with Bard. But I don't personally expect a smooth transition. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it for me today. It was good to see you again, and I'll see you next time. Greetings from Munich. If you're new, my name is Jens. I live in Munich and my channel is called All Star Space. Make sure you like and subscribe. There you go. That's it. Akash, good to see you. And everybody else, Jorel and Hassan, thank you for your participation. Namaste. Ciao.